Hi everyone. In this EmSAT problem, you have a wave that's propagating to the right side. And they are asking you which of those functions or equations is correct. So, first of all, we don't need to know the general function of a wave. Although that's the general function of the wave, y is equal to a cosine kx minus omega t. But as I said, no need to know this function. No need to know this function. If I take a look at those solutions here, all of those quantities are similar. In addition to 2.4, which represents the amplitude of the wave. The only thing that's different is simply this part, which we call it the phase. This part here. So, how do we know which one is correct? We read the question, and in the question they said that at time zero, the peak S here, or C, occurred at x equals 0. So this means before, or at time equals 0, when the wave started, the peak was here. The peak was here. So the wave, let's say, it looked something like that. This is at time equal 0. And then at time equal 0.4 seconds, this wave is moving to the right. So obviously, as this wave is moving to the right, you can see that that peak is going to move to the right and it reaches here. So after some time, this peak moved to the right and it reaches where I said at this point. Now, to know which of those is correct, you can simply substitute the values of x and t and see what should be y. So, from the given, when x is 0 and time equals 0, y, this is y and this is x. Y should be the peak, which is 2.4. So if we substitute, all of them have sign, by the way, all of them are sign functions. So this means y is equal to, should be 2.4. This means the sign of anything here should become 1. This one should be 1. 2.4 times 1 will give you 2.4 centimeters. So sine of what angle will give me 1? This one should be pi by 2. Sine of pi by 2 is 1. And if you put instead of x0, if you put here x instead of x0 and time 0, so this one will cancel. What remains? Pi by 2. So y is equal to 2.4 sine pi by 2. 2.4 sine pi by 2 is simply 2.4, and that's correct because at time 0 and at x equals 0, y is exactly at the peak, which is 2.4. So the correct choice is simply the last one. That's the correct choice. If you choose any other option, let's say I chose, for example, the first one. At x equals 0, this cancels, so y will be 2.4 sine pi by 4. Sine pi by 4 is not 1. Sine pi by 4 is radical 2 over 2, so you multiply it by 2.4, you will not get the 2.4. If you choose the second one, it's sine minus pi by 2. Sine minus pi by 2 is minus 1. So this means the y is not at the maximum. Y will be at the below the 0, at minus 2.4. So that's why the correct choice is the last one. At x0 and time 0, according to the given, the wave is exactly at the crest, or the crest C occurred, means y is equal to 2.4. So the last option is the correct one. Thank you.